The Center for Migration Studies of New York is a leading think tank and educational institute devoted to the study of international migration, the promotion of understanding between immigrants and receiving communities, and public policies that safeguard the dignity and rights of migrants, refugees, and newcomers. Established in 1964 by the Congregation of St. Charles Borromeo, the Scalabrinians, CMS's unique Catholic identity deeply roots all of CMS's work in a core commitment to human rights, human development, and the common good.
Because it's part of their constitution, written by their founder, Bishop Scalabrini, who was the Bishop of Piacenza in Italy and who came to the United States looking after the welfare, spiritual welfare of the Italian immigrants. He foresaw that besides the pastoral care of people, he wanted this order to have study centers on the issue of migration that would analyze it from really the sociology of migration, the causes of migration, and how people could integrate.
In the past year, while new and persistent crises continue to compel people to leave home, political leaders and various groups have sought to restrict their flight, spreading misinformation and supporting policies that target migrants and refugees, promote intolerance, and tear families apart. CMS has responded by tirelessly producing timely, multidisciplinary resources, tools, and analyses that tell the real story. Our recent work includes 3 special editions of the Journal on Migration and Human Security, CMS's peer-reviewed publication featuring cutting-edge, evidence-based public policy papers. New reports offering original research based on rigorous investigation and fieldwork.
We've started to do more human rights reporting. We've started to more systematically engage the Scalabrini migration shelters in Central America and Mexico. We've done our first global policy report. Is a coalition of think tanks, Scalabrini think tanks from around the world.
And CMS also offered numerous blogs and essays addressing issues at the forefront of today's headlines. The agency also convened major conferences, dialogues, symposia, and seminars. In addition, CMS continued to expand its successful multimedia projects, the podcast CMS On Air and the video interview series, the Migration Expert Series. CMS's signature publication, the International Migration Review, remains the leading social science journal in the field of international migration, ethnic group relations, and refugee movements.
And we have this wonderful archive that is basically a history of U.S. immigration. And it includes original documents from Ellis Island, documents of people resettled after World War I, after World War II, after the Vietnam conflict, and the original documents of the groups that worked with those immigrants. And it tells the story of the history of the United States, and a lot of it's very relevant to the current situation we're facing. One of the distinguishing factors and elements of our work is that it's person-centered. And what we mean by that is that we start from the perspective of the people that are at the heart of the phenomenon, that is the migrants themselves, the refugees, the trafficking survivors, the immigrants, the undocumented.
One of the fundamental values that distinguish CMS is its determination to integrate the voice of migrants in its work. We believe in placing the voice of the migrant, the refugee, the newcomer front and center of our research.
We're part of at the hub of a great community of people. And that includes, of course, our board of directors, the Scalabrini congregation that inspires so much of our work. It includes advisory groups, editorial boards. It includes scholars, researchers, policymakers, UN officials, service providers, community organizers, and it also includes immigrants and refugees themselves. What we try to do is that we try to bring together all of these experts, and we try to create policies and research projects that try to advance the dignity and well-being of immigrants.